Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, but for select few, it's a job that comes with strict rules, tiring schedules, and plenty of workplace drama. Stay tuned to see the crazy training these princesses go through. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to never miss another video, and be sure to check out our community section for even more fun. Now let's check out what it takes to be a Disneyland princess. Crazy audition process. Disneyland might be a place where all your wishes come true, but unfortunately, it's quite a different place for people who actually work there. You won't believe the crazy audition process you have to undertake to even become a Disneyland princess. The auditions for Disneyland princesses are extremely competitive. A former Disney princess spoke out on what the audition process actually looks like. First thing you should know is that you can't audition for just the princess you love. Unfortunately, you don't get to choose your role. This former Disney princess states that there were 500 people present in her audition, wanting exactly the same thing as her, to get that dream Disneyland gig. The judges line the girls up in rows and study their features. That's right, it's all about that Disney look. To fit in, you need to be between 5 feet 4 inches and 5 feet 7 inches tall to have the perfect body type. You can have the best entertainment industry background, but without the perfect look, your Disney dreams might never come true. And out of all those 500 people at this audition, only 3 girls were selected to become Disney princesses. Yep, you heard that right, just 3. And the worst part is, you can only audition once per year. Crazy costumes. If you've ever been to Disneyland, you've probably noticed all Disney princesses always play and look the part at all times. Unless the princess has had a bad day, which very rarely happens anyways, you'll never see her without a perfect costume. And that's because this is part of their strict costuming rules. You're required to be in Disney clothing from start to finish of your shift, and you absolutely cannot walk around in any other clothing while on the job. After all, that would totally ruin the magic, wouldn't it? The biggest part of being a Disney princess is wearing a wig. If you're a full-time performer, you get your own wig. Part-time performers have wigs which are washed before the start of their every shift. And if you wonder why they always look so on point, it's because some of the wigs get styled and cleaned every 2 days. So if you're not comfortable with wearing wigs at all times, it's something you'll have to do if you want to become a Disney princess. Although we're not sure you'll want to become one after you hear our next few dark truths. This job isn't exactly all that magical after all. Makeup gurus. If you're a Disneyland princess, you'll have to love makeup. The truth is, you'll be in charge of your own makeup as a princess, and you absolutely have to get it right. Former Disney princesses noted that they have a cosmetologist in the break room, but they mostly take care of the wigs. When you're a Disneyland princess, you actually learn how to do the makeup for your character during your training. Yep, Disneyland princesses do their own makeup for every single shift. And since you really don't know the character you'll end up with, it's always best to come with some makeup knowledge to ease yourself in. If contour is the bane of your existence, it's best to practice in advance. But the good news is that Disneyland provides you with all necessary makeup you'll need for your princess look. Disneyland uses Then 9 makeup products for their princesses because of the special pigmentation. You'll have to think of every day as a photo shoot. A Disney princess has to be ready to take a photo at all times, and she must always look flawless. Time to start watching some YouTube makeup tutorials and get that Disney princess look down. Autograph learning. Remember when you were a kid and you tried to figure out your signature? We used to write down our signature thousands of times, pretending it's an autograph. It turns out Disneyland princesses do this too as part of their job. According to Disneyland insiders, each character that ever works there has to learn how to sign their own autograph. And just like we did when we were kids, they have to practice it over and over again until they get it right. You absolutely don't want to write your own name on a piece of paper from a Disney fan when they expect to see Pocahontas. A Redditor who played Mulan in Disneyland said that she signed so many autographs it became a habit, and it actually replaced her own signatures. She said she signed Mulan's autograph more than 1,000 times in a day, and when she got handed a paper, she did it without thinking. Imagine a random woman signing Mulan on a receipt. We'd be pretty freaked out if we saw an original Disney princess signature outside of Disney. Breaking character. Breaking character is a huge topic of discussion in Disney Disneyland. Know how people always try to make the Queen of England's guards laugh? Some people just want to see Disneyland princesses break their character. This just proves the level of professionalism these princesses have to use on the job. So even if you have some people desperately trying to get your attention to break your character, you need to stay on your toes. That includes the times when you get angry. Would a Disney princess you're playing get angry at someone? If the answer is no, you need to calm down and not react to any situation at all. It rarely happens. But have you seen the video of Belle breaking character when she saw a children's choir performance? She got serenaded by children from Uganda who traveled across the world to have some fun in Disneyland. Their voices made Belle cry, and although understandably so, she actually totally broke character. It's strange seeing brave Belle shed a tear, especially since she always seems so cheerful and happy. It really shows that Disneyland staff have to be the best actors ever to make sure you can have the most magical day. Touching stories. But not everything about working at Disneyland is bad. After all, being a Disneyland princess is a dream for many, and it definitely pays off. We all know Disney fans are some of the nicest people ever, and you get to meet them every single day. A Redditor said she played several characters at Disney and shared a touching story about meeting a little girl called Emily. When she was dressed as Pocahontas, Emily came over to her and gave her a card with flowers, wishing her a lovely day. The next day, the same woman played Tinkerbell's friend, Silver Mist. Guess who stopped by? It was the same little girl, Emily, and once again, she gave her a card with flowers and wished Silver Mist a lovely day. She now had 2 cards from the same girl. But wait, it's not over yet. A few days later, the woman played Mulan, and the same little girl comes up to her. And you guessed it, she had a card with flowers. Before Emily could even open her mouth, the woman, now dressed as Mulan, excitedly said she knows exactly who she is. She said she heard Emily's really good at drawing flowers because all her friends told her. Unwanted attention. Just like in any hospitality role, sometimes being a Disneyland princess comes with a lot of attention from the wrong people. Former Disney princess notes that she was hit on as Pocahontas and stated it definitely was because of the amount of clothing she was wearing. Although she states she was never touched inappropriately, she could always see a family with a dad or a grandpa that would whisper things in her ear. And all this time, you have to stay in character as a Disney princess and not let anything startle you, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. And of course, a Disney princess would never answer back to those type of whispers unless she remains in character and is able to come up with something funny. If there's one thing we learned today is that all Disneyland princesses are incredibly brave and professional. But wait, we're not even done with the secrets yet. Seriously, stay in character. Have you ever heard a rumor that the people that play Disney princesses aren't exactly nice in real life? This sometimes comes directly from the staff cafeteria, as stated by one of the insiders. It appears to be that working at Disneyland is quite similar to working at any other place. There's always drama and there's always gossip. So imagine being a Disneyland princess and taking your break. After hours of signing autographs and being on your feet, you just want some time to yourself, right? You can always have some quiet time in the break room, but sometimes even the staff expects you to always smile and be polite. But because you had such a long day, you really can't be bothered, which is why sometimes people don't say nice things about Disney staff. The truth is, we all need a break sometimes, and that's exactly what break rooms are for, aren't they? This exact story happened to another insider who stated that she got judged when she didn't smile or even say hello after being exhausted from her shift. It looks like just about every workplace has people who simply don't understand. You learn a lot about your guests. Remember, these are the people that come to Disneyland because they admire Disney princesses. They are their role models, their inspiration, and they are most likely an important part of their childhoods. And sometimes people forget that the princesses are just regular people in costume, so they start opening up. One of the former princesses states that she was surprised just how much the guests actually shared about their lives. When she was playing Rapunzel, one woman told her she lost her baby and had a miscarriage. It's not something people would usually tell a total stranger, is it? But by staying in character and really looking and playing the part, Disney princesses actually do bring the magic to Disneyland and reveal that special emotional connection the guests had with their favorite Disney movie. It's all pretty amazing, isn't it? We can't even imagine what kind of life stories these princesses get to hear every single day on the job. So if you ever decide to be a Disney princess, be prepared for a lot of unexpected information you might learn about your guests. And don't forget, you most likely will have to remain in character throughout these. If this didn't convince you to apply for that Disneyland job, wait until you hear our last untold truth. Character training. Of course, every princess gets trained on her character, so even if someone like Rapunzel wouldn't be your favorite, you'd absolutely have to learn everything about her. This includes watching the movie and learning how to walk, talk, and act like Rapunzel. This is usually done during the first day of your training. Each staff member gets 2 days of training per character you're given. So, if you're playing multiple characters, it means you might be stuck watching Disney movies for quite a few days. During your second day in training, you get to meet and greet with guests, and there might be an additional day for accents if that's necessary. You have to maintain your training and uphold your character integrity at all times during meet and greets, and you even have people who are in charge of your lines. Everything is done for you, even though you don't always have someone watching to make sure you stay in character. Disney guests will be very quick to point out when you don't. So what do you say? Do you want to become a Disneyland princess, or will you just continue to rewatch your fave movies over and over again? And that's it for our video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.